with the start that we got off to, came out flat, turned the ball over 3 times, weren't really focused, weren't really honestly, I don't know. We didn't get off to a good start, but for us to, persevere and come back from that huge of a deficit with that bad of a start, kind of unbelievable.
We dug ourselves such a big hole there in the first quarter. And, I just think the way the guys rallied and just kept going, especially young, and, it's a young season. We're early in the process of our football team finding out about each other each and every day. So this is a big chunk of confidence that we'll carry forward.
Huge win by the Cowboys. They have the 4th easiest remaining schedule. Look who it is. I needed to bring in a Super Bowl champion for this. Ryan Clark, thank you so much for being with us. Stephen A., I'm starting with you. What does this comeback mean for the Dallas Cowboys the rest of the way? Because the rest of the division didn't look so hot.
Well, first of all, as you sit up there with your smirk and all of that stuff, I would remind you I actually picked the Cowboys at the beginning of the season to win the division.
Oh, you
keep
did?
Forgetting that. It's right on tape.
Oh, so convenient.
But she is right. You were MIA after the Cowboys came back.
Yeah, I was disgusted. I mean, I was scared for people to see me on social media. I mean, I was really scared for people. I didn't talk to anybody the rest of the night.
Yeah.
I was just that disgusted because I think that the Atlanta Falcons just looked like a very, very dumb team, and that when you have to know the rules. You can pounce on the ball before it gets 10 yards if you're the Atlanta Falcons. For the Dallas Cowboys to have 5 Atlanta Falcons surrounding the football, and for them to literally back up and let the Cowboys, basically a former Falcon, in Godwin, come in and flop on the ball, I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe how stupid they were. Now, you got spotted 20 points because of all of those turnovers in the first quarter. You were up 20-0. You were up 29-10 at halftime. Oh, by the way, it really, really should have been 30 because when you went up 26-10, you should have just kicked the extra point as opposed to literally going for the 2-point conversion. But, of course, Max's boys in the analytics departments across everywhere said, hey, you go for the 2-point conversion early. That's what you do, okay? No, it was a dumb thing to do. That's what they did anyway. They failed the 2-point conversion. They were up 26-10 instead of 27-10. And they ended up being up 29-10 at halftime. Then they ended up being up 39-24 with under 5 minutes left. And not only do you give up 2 quick scores, but then on top of it all, with the only way to win is for you to not get the onside kick. For you to literally surround the football. They literally did this, Max and Molly and Ryan. Think about this for a second here. The behavior of the Atlanta Falcons, those 5 players, and I don't want to name their names. I have them right in front of me, but I don't want to name their names. But literally the 5 guys on the Atlanta Falcons, they acted as if they were punting or kicking off the football. And you know how you kick off the football and then the ball rolls and you just let it roll down and down as close to the goal line as possible so you can get them.
That's what they thought it was.
That's how they acted. It's just stupid. Yeah. So to me,
look at Jerry. That was you.
To me,
that was you before it went down. You were with the mask like this.
To me, Dan Quinn has gotten a pass for far too long. They have not been the same since their collapse in the Super Bowl 3 years ago. As far as I'm concerned, Dan Quinn, who's gotten rid of numerous assistants over the last year alone, his time is up. They clip the special teams, whoever the hell you are, okay? I don't know how you can let this happen. You're the coach. And those players should be just embarrassed because they look like straight idiots. Idiots.
Mike McCarthy goes for it for 2 when he shouldn't. Like, the analytics don't tell you to always go for 2. He does it, like, there are times when you do and there are times where you don't. The Cowboys did not play a good game. Dak Prescott showed grit. He always does. I like Dak a lot. He's a good quarterback. Maybe one day he'll be a great one. I don't think he's a great one right now, but maybe he will be. But he's a good one already. He's pretty young still. What this win showed, you're absolutely right about the Falcons, Stephen A. It's one thing for one dude to not understand the situation. Like, we see that in all sports. A runner in baseball thinks there's 2 outs, right? No, there's only 1 out. You have to tag up. Like, in basketball, a guy forgets there's no timeouts left, calls a timeout, gets, wind up, helping the other team. That always happens. In football, it happens too. But for 6 dudes to form a protective circle around the ball as though they don't want anyone to touch it. When an onside kick is the only chance, recovering is the only chance the other team has, that's on the Falcons. What it all adds up to, Ryan, is this, the Cowboys win. It demonstrates that even trying to give a game away, and even if they tried to give this season away, the Cowboys almost can't not win the NFC East. The NFC East last year was among the worst divisions in the history of the NFL, at least in my lifetime watching it. I'm 47 years old. It might be worse this year than it was last year. Think about that for a second. The Cowboys could win the division with 6 wins. It could happen. You can win 6, 7 games maybe and win the NFC East. So what this all tells me, Ryan, is it almost doesn't matter what the Cowboys do. They're going to be in the playoffs this year.
I mean, it looks that way. And I know Stephen A. wants to blame everything on Ben Kotwika. That's the special teams coordinator for Atlanta Falcons. You might not want to call the players' names, but that's the guy that they should be listening to. And it's unacceptable. I think the fact that Dan Quinn makes it home to Atlanta and he still has the title of head coach of the Atlanta Falcons is almost puzzling to me, because Mike McCarthy was terrible yesterday as the head coach. And as I'm watching this game, I'm saying, so this is the dude that everybody was excited they got the clapper out for? Like, you guys are happy that Jason Garrett is gone and that Mike McCarthy is the head coach? Because you look at the bonehead 2-point conversion. You look at the 2 failed fake punts in their own territory. And I'm saying to myself, this isn't Super Bowl caliber coaching. This isn't the type of guy that Jerry Jones chose to have a sleepover with in the offseason. That's not what they were expecting. But I did say on Friday, Stephen A. and I were talking, Max was having some mic trouble. I said, this game is very important for the offense. I said, after what the Seattle Seahawks did to the Atlanta Falcons in the offseason that the Dallas Cowboys had with adding CD Lamb and talking about how explosive they'll be, they need to score points. They need to create big plays. And their backs were against the wall, and they were forced into it. And my goodness, did they create big plays. Darqueze Dennard never wants to see CD Lamb ever again in the slot. Amari Cooper with one-hand catches on post routes against Keanu Neal. Amari Cooper stepping up in spots where Julio Jones, who's one of the most talented wide receivers we've seen ever, didn't step up yesterday on a drop from Russell Gage in the Wildcat formation. But this is what we needed to see from Dak. This is what we needed to see from this offense. It was explosive. And I want you to remember this. Kellen Moore is the coach of the offense for the Dallas Cowboys. And Zeke still touched it 28 times and they were trailing. This team could be good, but they don't really have to be because the NFC East is so bad. You're right, Max. They'll be in the playoffs.
Well, I want to say this because I know you got something to say. I'm reading an article from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, which is where I interned many years ago.
I'm sure they're very happy today.
Yeah, but right there, there's a very happy place. ATL, baby. Here's the deal. Orlando Ledbetter, he's a writer there, fabulous writer for the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, pointing out some stats. 1,875-6 for NFL teams when leading by 15 points or more in the final 5 minutes of regulations over the last 20 years. And oh, by the way, when you score 39 points and commit zero turnovers, entering Sunday, teams were 440-0 when scoring 39 points with no turnovers since 1933.
That's incorrect. They're 440-1.
Oh, my goodness.
Now,
Let me get in here quickly, guys.